money. Talking money.
Well, alrighty then. We're back to Talkin' Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Hi, my name's Jeff. That's my new ad right there, all approved by the FTC and the CBC and the NBC. And 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. This one product is expected to raise the gross national product a third of a point by itself in the fourth quarter. Bing! Bing!
iPhone 5.
iPhone 5.
Amazing.
I can't even pre-buy one. They're already out. What am I going to do?
I want one too.
They're not going to get my money, I guess. Or maybe, well, the fourth quarter has a few months in it left still, so.
Yeah. But yeah, it's huge numbers. Sales could boost GDP by $3.2 billion in the fourth quarter, or $12.8 billion at an annual rate.
The rich get richer at the Apple there, too. Let's get to Karen.
Yes.
She's been patiently holding. Karen, welcome to Talkin' Money. How you doing?
Hi there, Jeff. I've been patiently waiting on my iPhone 4,
On your
which
iPhone.
I'm perfectly happy with.
Okay, very good. What's happening?
Okay, so this is our situation. My husband and I have been going through a refinance on our rental property now for the better part of 5 months. And Nation Star has been holding the loan on our property. Back in April, we got the ball rolling to get out of our interest only and get into a fixed rate. We just wanted something easy to get out of our interest only. Had the appraisal done back in May. Here it is now, heading into October here soon. We're close to closing on this loan. Our appraisal has now lapsed because the 4 months is up. And it's been one hurdle after another with this company. We have excellent, our FICO is over 800. That's not an issue. We've done everything they've asked us to do, and now it just seems like our processor has dropped off the face of the earth, and we're getting no phone calls. We'll get an occasional email when we respond to them with our threatening emails. And I'm just wondering if this is pretty much the way it is now, or is there any recourse? Can we do anything?
What's the loan to value on your loan? Do you know?
Oh, it's bad. But they assured us from the get-go that it wouldn't matter. That with this, I guess maybe the HARP 2, because of the new standards with that, from the beginning, because we told them that we don't even want to pay for the appraisal if it looks like, if the loan to value is so low, and they assured us that it wouldn't matter. That with this new HARP 2, we could still do it. So the loan to value actually the appraisal actually came in very low. I mean.
So, and do you know if you're Fannie or Freddie?
Are we Fannie or Freddie? I don't know if we're Fannie or Freddie.
Okay.
Dad, are we Fannie or Freddie on the rental?
So that makes a huge.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't.
But they assured us that this would go through regardless, and.
Hey, tell Fred to get on the damn phone too if he's going to pay.
Oh, I know. Well, he doesn't know. I don't know. So he doesn't know either. But so we're just wondering, and we've had to go through hoops for this company. This is a company who's had our loan for several years now, and people all around us seem to be going with different companies to do their loan modifications. They're taking maybe 6 weeks at best, at half the closing costs that we're having to pay for this loan, and we don't understand why this is happening.
Well, let's do this because we're going to be short on time here today. You have to if your loan's got to be Fannie or Freddie. It's got to be one of them because they wouldn't have taken you this far. Number two, the HARP program does not require an appraisal 99% of the time. So some lenders will do one anyway for their convenience, not yours.
Okay.
But what I would do, Karen, is just email me at some point today. Email me your address of the property, your name and your full name and the loan balance. And let me take a look. I'll look it up for you because our HARP stuff, at least internally with John and I, we're probably 30 days on the HARP stuff to do it. Most times they don't need an appraisal. If it has to go, if it's a Freddie, they can maybe be 45. But they go very quick. That is an unusual circumstance. I'm not sure what happened there, but I could probably figure it out in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Whether you can do it or not.
And Nation Star, we've gone online, and Nation Star has hundreds and hundreds of complaints right now online about people that have gone through the same exact thing that we're going through right now. Lost documents, expired appraisals, name it.
And Nation Star picked up is kind of a new entry into the business. They've picked up a lot of business of B of A's old business and stuff too. So they kind of inherited a little bit of a mess. They chose to do it. It's their problem. But I'm sure they're trying to get geared up on how to deal with all that. But you're not required. Any of you are not required to stick with your existing lender to do a HARP refinance. You can go anywhere else if you want to go somewhere else. So just email me, Karen. It's jeff@jefftarbell.com, and I will take a look at it.
JeffTarbell.com.
Yeah, jeff@jefftarbell.com.
Okay.
And I will take a look at it for you, and at least give you some feedback on that.
That'd be perfect.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good question. And that's the challenge. Is that in fact there is a proposal right now on expanding HARP a little bit further. As I read it, one of the things that the government is not real thrilled about is that under current rules, the existing servicer has more flexibility and incentive to deal with their client than, say, John and I do, or someone else new. That's going to be changed. And what they're going to change is they're going to change the way a lender has to basically back up or warrant the loan. So they're going to make it easier for a new lender to step in and say, yes, I'll take that loan over without being held personally responsible for the activity of the loan. That will help free things up a little bit more also. I had heard that they were going to try to expand that to maybe even people who didn't have a Fannie Freddie loan. I don't see that in the verbiage here, at least in the next phase. No. Right. So it is going to get a little easier, I hope. That will change for you. But you do not, under any circumstance, have to deal with your existing lender at all. So keep that in mind. Let's get to Jeff. Welcome to Talkin Money. How you doing?
I'm good, Jeff. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it.
What's happening?
Well, 4 years ago, my wife and I bought our first home, and our credit wasn't great, so I'm at 6.775 interest, and I figured, you know what, now's a great time to do a refinance. So I went back to my bank to do a refinance, got a second appraisal, and I found out that my house is now 400 square feet smaller than it was when I originally bought it.
Did you get it wet?
I got it in 2008.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, it must have shrunk. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first appraiser apparently included my garage as livable square feet, and my house was 2,000 square feet at the original appraisal in 2008.
Okay.
Now my house is 1,600 square feet at an appraisal in 2012, and now, as you can imagine, I'm guessing that a 2,000 square foot home sells in a different market than a 1,600 square foot home.
Yeah. Now, is your garage actually converted, or is it a true garage?
No, it's a true garage.
Okay, so
it has been a true garage.
So and you have the original appraisal, and now in 2008, did you buy that property, or that was appraisal from a refinance?
No, I bought it.
Okay, and what is the paperwork, or do you have any of the paperwork from the existing transaction that shows like the existing listing where the realtor would have said, the MLS would have said, advertised it as a 2,000 square foot home? Do you have any of that paperwork?
Well, it was. I don't have that because I bought it. It was a transaction between KB Homes and myself.
Okay.
At a place here in Woodland. So when the appraisal came through, I actually was in part of the City of Woodland's inclusionary housing program.
Okay.
So I got the house. The city covered what I couldn't cover, basically. So I took out a $140,000 first loan, and then the city covered in a silent second and third the remainder. And so the price that came from the appraisal was the price that I paid for.
And it was a brand new house?
Yes.
And you don't have any like the floor plans or any of that information from the builder?
Well, the thing is, all the floor plans say 1,600 square feet.
Okay.
But the appraisal came at 2,000 square feet. And I'm wondering, do I have any, I know the bank won't refinance me now because with the change in square footage, I knew I was underwater, but now I'm at 130% loan to value.
And that includes the silent seconds from the...
I think that's including the silent seconds. And I didn't do a Fannie or Freddie. I kept my loan stayed local with the local credit union here.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's not Fannie or Freddie. A lot of the credit unions will still sell their loans to Fannie and Freddie also.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. Okay.
Nope. They were actually.
So have you talked to the local credit union about just rewriting the rate for you?
They don't do that anymore. They were doing it, and it was not a cost-effective program for them, so they don't do that anymore.
Who is it?
YOLO Federal Credit Union.
Okay, well, ask YOLO if they want the house back. So tell them this is they haven't begun to see the effectiveness of cost effectiveness. How about here's my keys? How cost effective is that for you? And I would go to the credit union and ask them to reconsider dropping your rate. They have the mortgage, they own it, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. And you could tell them, look at I was given an appraisal on this house at 2,000 square feet. Now, whether you relied on that or you relied on the more than you bought it based on the builder's floor plan, is another story. But I would go back to the credit union and sit down with if the loan officer there can't help you, ask for his boss and say, look, I've got some conflicting information. I'm on the hook for houses worth a whole bunch less than I owe you and everybody else on it. So either get me down to the 4.75% rate somewhere, or where would you like the keys?
Right.
And call their bluff.
Yeah. Now, is there any recourse of me going after the appraiser himself?
Probably not. I mean, legally, probably. Are you going to get milk out of that turnip? Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's funny when you said that too, because something, and I don't remember where it was. Somewhere along the line in the last month or so, I read something about there was a deal between a builder and an appraiser. There was something going on where the appraisers were inflating the values and different things too, and I don't want to say it was KB or it wasn't, because I don't recall. But there you might even Google that and see if you can find some of that discussion that was going on, because quite frankly, the one who got frauded beyond you, if that was the case, would be the city who put up the silent second.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, and and I've been in conversations with them back and forth, and I'm getting the impression that they're not willing to pull the trigger and go after that, because they're into me for I would feel at least $30,000 more than they needed to be, and so
yeah, I mean, can you track down the appraiser? Have you found him?
Well, the bank supposedly, had some email conversations with him trying to find out what happened between his appraisal and the second appraisal.
Yeah.
And he basically, in the emails from the bank that the bank told me, is that he said he can't do anything to go back and change an appraisal done 4 years ago. And that's all he said.
Well, then I would go back to first off, the bank ordered that appraisal, not you.
Right.
I would go back to the bank and say, here, either add on my house, 400 square feet on my house to 2,000 square feet that you told me this was, or underwrite my loan. You've got them by the turnip there. Whether you're getting blood or milk out of it doesn't matter. Okay. So I'd go back and put some heat on them, because you're in a very unusual position where you actually can talk to the direct lender, their local right in your bank. I mean, it doesn't get any more direct than that. So, Jeff, I'd go put some heat on them.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you back on hold. We'll get you some football tickets. Appreciate that. I got all kinds of phones. I only have an hour today, phone. When I do 2 hours, the phone I gotta talk to Chris for 25 minutes. We gotta take some calls. Anyway, stay on hold. When I got all kinds of texts lined up, I'm gonna get to all of these texts. I promise you. We're gonna give away some more stuff too. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Johnny Rocket, what do you got?
Well, let's see here. I'm thinking vacation time.
Me too.
The question, The question is, what is the top rated luxury hotel?
Like Motel 6? You mean like that good? Or?
Yeah, something you would go to, Jeff.
So are you telling me, are there different categories?
There are different categories.
Okay, so read me a couple of categories.
We got extended stay,
extended
stay upscale.
Oh, yeah.
Mid-price, select service, upscale, upper upscale, and luxury.
And just flat out bitchin' hotel.
That's right.
So we're talking about the luxury. Is that the category you're looking for?
That is correct.
Okay.
The luxury hotel or the extended stay mid-price.
Oh, you're making it too confusing. Stay with the luxury. What's the best luxury hotel as rated by the Wall Street Journal?
Starwoods.
The Starwoods? Huh?
I can't tell you that.
Okay. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You can text us at 441140. Rated in the Wall Street Journal, what is the number one luxury hotel brand? Yes. Not necessarily the location. This is Talkin' Money. My name is Jeff Tarbell. That's John Fodorero. We'll be
right back. Jack.